Hi, welcome to the Pastoral Letter on this wonderful weekend of celebration. So here we are, I've got my bunting up, we're thinking of the Diamond Jubilee, and of course we're celebrating the coming of the Spirit and the birth of the Church. So we think back to those ancient stories in the Old Testament where the Spirit was at work, hovering over the waters of the deep, bringing order out of chaos. And then we think of Moses up the mountain, receiving the Ten Commandments, and he and the mountain being hidden in thunder and lightning and smoke. And then we think of Elijah out in the desert and the whirling wind there, and then that still small voice of calm. And now we think of the coming of the Spirit, all that elemental holy power coming from the outside to the inside, and those disciples and Mary receiving the Spirit in the upper room, and instead of there being fear, there is just this wonderful outpouring of joy and mass communication. So who have I got here? I've got Mary, there you are, I've got my glow-in-the-dark Mary. We remember that she was amongst the disciples. And of course, she received the Spirit first at the Annunciation. And we know as a response, she had this outpouring of joy in song in the Magnificat. And she shows the disciples how it's done, so that when the Spirit falls on Peter, he too has this outpouring of song and prophesies. And we have our sons and daughters prophesying and our old men dreaming dreams that all might be saved. Well, this is such a wonderful weekend of celebration, and like any other good festival, Christmas or Easter, you need party food. So I want to show you now the party food of the season, and I would say cheesecake is the way to go. So, back in the days of old, of course, at the time of the first Pentecost, this happened at the time of Shavuot, which was 50 days after the Passover. And it was a Jewish festival that celebrated the children of Israel coming into the Promised Land. And of course, we know that the Promised Land was full of milk and honey, hence cheesecake. Okay, so that's our starting point. And then Christians took the idea of the cheesecake and then they decorated it with strawberries, because if you cut a strawberry in half, you get a heart. And what we're remembering at Pentecost is that the Spirit will come, and with the words from Ezekiel, our hearts of stone will be replaced with hearts of flesh and of love. So what happens is that you get your cheesecake, you cut your strawberries, and you start to decorate, build it up in lovely layers, and then you can have your neighbours in, and you can get some cream and cut and have a party, you see. So we decorate here away. Right, well, all of this, I think, gives us excellent opportunity to reflect and spend some time with the Lord in prayer. And so I've got a few ideas for you. Put my cheesecake next to Mary there. What about this? So, you're invited to decorate a cheesecake and contemplate the state of your heart as you do so. Pray that the Holy Spirit may be at work within you, making you responsive to God's love this Pentecost. And then when you've read the story from Acts and the words of Ezekiel from Ezekiel 36, perhaps you might like to say aloud the prayer of the hymn of Charles Wesley. O thou who camest from above, the fire celestial to impart, kindle a flame of sacred love on the mean altar of my heart. And then go and knock your neighbour's door, share cheesecake with them, and simply share your joy. I hope you have a really blessed weekend this weekend. See you next time.